All right, it's been a while since I've made a video, and I just wanted to make a video real quick. I just finished this print. That weird noise, it sounds like something's going on in the corner because something is going on in the corner. There's some laundry going on over there, so you're probably going to hear that, you know, when the laundry goes. So that's getting ready to go on in a minute. So I do have the music going on. El Astronaut is playing, so that kind of drowns out a little bit of it, but okay, so this is the first print that I've done since I've been back from Manti, Utah, is from the Rat Fink reunion. That was the last home of Ed Big Daddy Roth. That is where the Ed Roth Museum is. Every year they have the Rat Fink reunion there. This is the first print that I did since I've been back. That was the first time that I've been to the Rat Fink reunion there. I did do the Kentucky Rat Fink reunion last year, and I'll be doing the one this year because it's actually in my hometown, but I'll talk about that later. I'm going to talk about that in great detail later. But today, let's just talk about this print that I did today. So I actually took this, got this artwork there, this piece of artwork. This is the completed piece of artwork. I took this photograph. This was a piece of framed art that was on the wall in the museum. I took a picture with my phone, brought my, of course, brought my phone back, transferred it to my iPhone 7, and then, laid my phone on top of the copy machine, made a copy, and created this print. Brother Rat Fink artist Mark Harmon did some research and found out that this is, and I'm probably going to say this name wrong, Balfi did this artwork in the 80s. So, of course, this is not the original Dragnet artwork. It is a version of Dragnet, and I freaking love this illustration. I absolutely love it. I fell in love with it when I saw it on in the museum. It just stopped me dead in my tracks, and I was just like, I was so excited to, I knew I was going to print it the minute I saw it. So, all right, I'm going to try to make this a quick video. So the whole point in this, I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but when I came back, I knew I wanted it to look, I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but then after a while, collecting and going through the museum and looking at stuff and coming up with some ideas and some, sorry, my hands I talk with my hands, so my hands always doing this. I decided I wanted it to look like maybe like an advertisement for the model / maybe just an advertisement for Dragnet. Okay, so let me tell you about the pieces that kind of involved that. So like I said, this is a 1980s illustration of Dragnet by Balfi. So, he did it for Roth. So that allows me to use this piece of artwork. So this Ed Big Daddy Roth came from the, so this piece of artwork and this text right here, this Custom Monsters and this Copyright 64 Venice, California, Litho in the USA, came from the Brother Rat Fink, Mark Harmon. When I went over to his home, he has the original Brother Rat Fink model kit. I think he has 2 of them because he's like that. He's got so much stuff he doesn't even know what he has. We went to Kinko's and made an actual copy of the original instructions. See, that's what I die for, like the original paper, like that paper. Love it. Love that paper. So I'm actually got a copy of the original model instructions. And so I assume that the original Dragnet model has this same information. So, and this right here is in there too. I assume that. I don't know for sure, but I just kind of pieced this all together. So the Ed Big Daddy Roth, and this is real small. So I blew this up to kind of make it make sense and to make it fill this piece right here. so that's where this comes into play here. And I know I kept this 64 because this is, now granted, I took a lot of leeway in here because, like I said, this is in the 80s, but, Dragnut created in 64, but maybe, like, I don't know if it's exactly created in 64, but, I just assume. But does it really, I'm sure it does matter, but, this is all just, I don't know. Sometimes the tale's better than the truth. Does that make sense? Maybe I should have said that on video here. But anyway, and then this Dragnut actually came from when I was in the gift shop in Manti. I bought a Dragnut model hoping that it was just the instructions in there were just in the model, the reproduction model were just going to be like a really nice copy of the original instructions. Like they would just take the 1964 instructions because the model should be the exact same, and then just copy the instructions on really nice paper, as good a quality as possible. No, it's totally new instructions. Makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. I wish I was in charge of it. I wish they would make me in charge of it. Revell, please give me a call. And then I did take the Revell off of there because I don't know anybody at Revell, and I don't even want to deal with that. Let's just not even have that conversation. Okay, so anyway, I'm real happy with this print. But a couple of things. Number one, when I was a little kid, everybody has those stories that just stick in your brain, all right? I remember going to the barbershop with my grandfather, and we'd always go to this barbershop, and there was hair all over the floor. And I remember just being like, up in the chair one day, and I would ask the barber, I was like, man, why don't you clean this place up? And the barber told me this story. He said, he was serious. He's like, when he first opened the doors of his business, he said he was like a super clean freak. He said like after every haircut, he would sweep up. So the only business he was doing was his friends. His friends would come in, he'd cut their hair, he'd sweep up. So every once in a while, like he said, like a new customer would come in and they would look around and they'd walk out the door, while he was cutting his buddy's hair. He said he wasn't picking up any new customers. So one day someone came in, looked around and left. But he went out and stopped him. And he's like, hey, what's the deal? What's going on? He's like, I came in here, there's no hair on the floor. You're not cutting any hair. I mean, you're not doing any business. So at that point, the guy was like, from then on, he stopped cleaning up the floor. So to let people know, hey, I'm in here working, I'm cutting hair. So, and that always kind of like, I was just like, it kind of looks like rain. That kind of always stuck with me. It just fascinated me from that very moment. It just like was ingrained to me. So, look, I'm leaving some hair on the floor over here. Now, granted, I left a little too much hair on the floor. I left a lot of whiskers over here. Maybe I should have swept up Charlie's bangs over here. Wait, bangs. Charlie didn't have no bangs. Charlie's sideburns right here. You know what I mean? Look, Billy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like this little scruff. That right there. I don't know what happened here. But this, it is what it is. I want people to know when they see this. Like if I was to clean all this up, all this, it just looks like see how clean Ed is here? In this, like when I said that this was real small, like it's real small. So when I blow this up, it naturally is more distressed than this. Because this was already big. So you can tell there's a difference. So if I was to clean all this up, this is going to just stand out like a turd in a punch bowl. I mean, so you see what I'm saying? I'm going to keep the comments on so you can comment on this. You can be like, you're out of your mind. You're making me sick. I hate this the way you're talking. You're talking about hair, you're talking about turds, you're grossing me out. Or if you love it, say you love it. Like and subscribe. I hear a lot of videos I watch, people talk about that. You can do that also. But, and it also fills this space too. It is a little scary. There are things I would do differently. I love this print overall. There's a couple of things I don't like about it. This red looks kind of like maybe that's a girl's sweater he has on, which is okay. If you want to wear a girl's sweater, That's okay. I personally don't have, like, I don't think I would look good in a girl's sweater. I kind of like a little bit baggier fit myself. I don't have like a good body. If I had a really good body, maybe I would want a tight girl sweater, like Dragnut has on. He has kind of a big, I don't know. Here's another thing. Okay, here's something. The thing I like, what I did, one thing is like when I blew this drawing, I wanted to blow him up and focus on the face. But Balfi did such a good job. God, I hope that's his name. Balfi did such a good job. I love his illustration that I wanted to feature the whole thing. Another thing I did, this was going to be pink, right? Two things. I was worried about the way these colors over the paint were going to react. I was afraid a little bit of a funky color. Also, I didn't do too good of a job cutting around here because I cut out with the X-Acto blade. I was a little wonky, and if a lighter color, it doesn't show up as much. Does that make sense? So the green, it doesn't show up as much. My mistakes. Okay, some things. I did have a background color. I changed that at the end. I wish I would have did this green right here. Instead, it looks like a teardrop. I'm really busting on myself. Overall, I love this print. I wish maybe I would have did this blue instead of these blue right there. And I'm pointing all these stuff because I'm getting ready to throw Mark Harmon under the bus. So get ready for it, Mark. So here's the thing. Like this edition, overall, I love it. I'm real happy with it. And I'm thinking I got a series going on here because now I'm working on a Brother Rat Fink. I'm working on it in my head because I'm working on a commission piece. I've been talking about this commission piece. I've been working on this commission piece for forever, and I need to get it done. And okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, Mark Harmon, are you ready? But here's what's freaking awesome. Looky here, Mark. Mark Harmon, I printed 3 of these for him. Now, Mark, airbrush guy, airbrush extraordinaire. And I don't know if Mark will want to go in here, but like Mark might look at this and he might like, oh, I know exactly. Like he might be able to. I hope what Mark will come in here and he will want to airbrush this. Like he'll be inspired to come in here and just kill this and fix this helmet and see where and then we'll be able to compare these two. Mark has taken some of this, I have my silkscreen prints and I've been printing the black line work, and he's been going in and airbrushing over the black artwork, blowing my freaking mind with it's just so I just love it because I get, what's a better word? Let me try to think of a good word without sounding like a cornball. But you know what? I can't think of. I have such a relationship with these black and white images, like especially like the water slide. Like let me turn around here. Let me get on this wall over here. And I'm just wearing my boxers, so I'm kind of gotta be a little bit careful. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Okay. Like let's just say this Rat Fink right here. Like I have like such a relationship with this right here, and I've printed it in so many colors and so many different ways. And last time I did it in like the 4 colors, to see that image that I printed so many times, and then Mark goes in and like airbrushes it and adds color to it and depth that I like. Number one, I can't do. It's not in my skill set. And number 2, like I can't do it with, like silk screening. And then if I had an airbrush, I couldn't do anyway because I don't know how to do it. I wouldn't know what to do. Anyway, I've talked too much. Everybody, thank you for watching this video. I'm happy with this. Everybody have a good day.